Okay, so a couple months ago, I posted a video that me and my friends made called One More Step. And a couple weeks ago, I went to this, the NUTV Student Film Festival. Out of the 10 films that were screened, 5 of which were made by NUTV in their film camp, One More Step came second, which is pretty nice. Also, it was just a great experience to see it on the big screen, a lot of fun, really enjoyed it, highly recommend. Being there, it was a great experience to be able to talk to all the different filmmakers and ask them about their project. And something that I find really cool is that a lot of the time the story behind the filmmaking adds another level to the story itself. Just because this was the real process that it took to make it. So I want to bring you guys along this journey that is the making of One More Step. But this isn't going to be just some normal behind the scenes, because there's so much more to the journey than just when the camera's rolling. So I'm going to break it up into 3 parts. Part 1, pre-production, is going to be all the stuff that happens before we even bring out the camera. All the ideas, the planning, all the casting, everything. That's going to be this video right here. Or maybe you're more interested in watching the more standard kind of behind the scenes stuff. Click part 2, production. That's going to be all the footage of us while we were actually filming the thing. Still fun though. Or maybe you're more interested into the technical nitty-gritty. Hit up part 3, which is going to be post-production, all the editing, sound mixing, sound design, all that kind of stuff. How I pieced everything together to make the video that you see today. Click on whichever one you want to watch or wait until the end card. They're in the links down below as well. Watch one of them, or maybe you want to have some time, maybe you want to watch all of them, I don't know. But yeah, without further ado, this is the behind the scenes of One More Step. The idea behind One More Step kind of came together as many different concepts that I've been thinking about that kind of just all came together and fitted as one. I think we had to start early December 2016. So when I was still in grade 12, I was working on the grad video. My good friend Janelle, who's also working on the grad video, proposed the idea of shooting legs and feet as they were walking around the school as kind of a transition piece. I personally really liked the idea. It checked off all the boxes that I had for a good transition. Any character that was in frame wasn't too overwhelming. There was motion, it was fast. I liked it as a transition. Obviously, we ended up going with the ball idea since I'd already been working on that for like 3 months since then. But I always put that idea at the back of my head. So fast forward a year and a couple months later, so around 2 or 3 weeks before Valentine's Day. And as any single person is at that time of year, you're thinking about romance. And I wanted to tackle this idea of a love story. But I didn't want it to just be any love story, because I'm not the only single person around. And I didn't want it to be cringy. I wanted to make a love story for everyone's love story, a love story that everyone can relate to. That kind of laid the groundwork for everything else. But hey, an idea that's creative and doesn't have strong character association. And so that kind of pulled into the kind of like dissociative character aspect. And yeah, Janelle's idea with legs just kind of fit perfectly. That also means that all my friends and I who don't have any acting training can all do just fine. And so I didn't tell Janelle this, but thank you, Janelle, for coming up with the idea without even knowing it. Yeah, but then after having fused those 2 ideas together, love story, just showing legs, which I thought I could do. I was thinking about ideas that we could toss out and make it even more different compared to normal storytelling. And the first thing that really came up that had to go was just dialogue. I've always believed that how you say something is more important than what you say. And taking out dialogue was just like, it made sense. It made it more creative, it made it more restricting, and it made it, I guess, more interesting. Also, it's a love story. Everybody already knows the basic plot structure to a love story. It's not complicated. It's not like you're watching a Christopher Nolan flick or something. You don't need dialogue unless you're giving details, and you don't need details when it's a story structure that's this well known and this well established. So yeah, we knew we would get rid of that. And so with those 2 concepts, they kind of just came together very perfectly to form this voiceless, faceless love story. And trying to tell that was going to be a challenge in and of itself. But yeah, but with that down, the structure was already set. We just had to put it all together. So once I made the decision that there wasn't going to be any dialogue, scripts went out the window. I've tried writing scripts to show blocking and to show action and whatnot. You can give the same script to 10 different people and get 10 completely different videos. And that's more so than just because dialogue. It's because like there's so many ways, so many different angles that you shoot things, and so many different things that you can convey. And so in pre-production, I was already thinking about the themes and messages that I wanted to convey with this. And so I didn't want that to be like up to chance or have it not be conveyed when I'm, you know, just showing the script. And so my laptop works as a tablet. I've been writing notes on it the entire time. Storyboarding was the obvious next step. So I spent 2-3 weeks in between terms, after winter term. So this is like April-ish, drawing a storyboard. And so if you see in the later, like part 2, if you ever see a piece of paper waving around, it's probably this. And so I went through and just drew, I guess, like my concept of it. And so this was what I showed to people when I asked them if they wanted to do the video. I just showed them this. This went through multiple revisions. Like as I was going through it, I would like flip things a lot just because I wanted to convey a message in kind of like the left and right. Having characters face the way that I wanted them to, having them move the way that I wanted them to was very important. And that's something it's kind of difficult to do unless you're writing a lot of stuff, you know. So yeah, it's nice to get a storyboard down. So yeah, I did the first part, kind of like opening act, or it kind of jumped straight to like the climax because I didn't really know what to put in between. I just thought of the beginning and the end, and everything in between was just kind of, we'll get to later. And another thing that I really wanted to tackle was kind of this like, it was kind of the ending kind of coming back around and paralleling the beginning. And so obviously having that hallway scene was something that was intentional. And putting all that stuff together, and drawing that. Also, this is something that, you know, it's kind of obvious. Okay, so once the concept of just showing legs and feet and whatnot and not showing the face at all was kind of already set in stone, I knew that like I could add in scenes of people kissing without actually having to have them kiss on camera, which was nice. So that added to the end. I was trying to be very detailed with the way that like I wanted to present the information. And so like, especially in the, I guess the home scenes, those scenes are more or less shot for shot in terms of how I wanted the movement to be. And especially, what is this? Number 25. That was like the shot that I wanted to get. This kind of duality of facing each other and yet being separated, and having the light come in. That was like the moment that I was working up to. So I'm really glad how that turned out. Really glad that I was able to draw it out and then be able to follow through with it because yeah, with all the details, the script in hand, storyboard done, just came down to finding people to work on it. Casting. 3. Ooh. Casting was more difficult than you would think. So after fall term, after winter term, yeah, so 4 months before people like usually went back to school, I started asking around, here's the storyboard, here's my idea, do you want to be part of it? Here's the thing. So all my friends are in university, who stayed in Calgary for university, who I thought were going to be open and we're going to have time to do stuff and whatnot. They were either A, working, or B, taking summer school. So yeah, there went like a solid subset of my friends. So I called 2 of my best friends who I could always rely on. Bennett came back a couple months before. He said he was down. Called up Ryan, he came back, he said he was down. And so, okay, we don't have a girl, because all my friends who were girls, like, were staying here. Crystal, who I asked on the day of that, I was like, hey, you know, maybe we can start shooting this weekend. She was like, oh, I'm going on vacation. Okay, I'm like out of friends that are girls that are in Calgary right now. So yeah, casting wasn't going well. But when all hope was almost lost, I see on her Instagram that Megan came back to Calgary. And so I asked her, and she said, yeah, I'm looking for a job. I don't have one yet. And obviously she didn't go to school at USC, so she's not taking summer school. So she said yes. And so yes, project's back on. So we shot for like 1 day, which is like, we actually went through quite a lot of stuff, but it was 1 day. And then she had family from out of town that came in. And so obviously family comes first, right? So, you know, backing off, whatever. And it's like a couple of days before a family member leaves, and I'm like, okay, maybe we can start filming again. She brings in the news. She got a job. Which, I mean, you know, congrats to her, right? She can make money, which is good. It's just not so good for the project because, you know, I'm out of girls again. So yeah, project's put on halt again. But then I realized we waited so long, Crystal's back in town. So I hit her up. She says, yeah, she's back in town. She's free. Crystal's in it. We're doing a love story. It's call Frank as well. He said he's down. Yes, everything's in place. Finally have a cast, have a crew, set everything up, and we're going downtown to start shooting. So everything's coming together. It was nice. And but at that point, we already missed the Calgary International Film Festival deadline. Still fun though. And then we were off to shoot. Woo! I don't know how to end this. You're supposed to hit the next part 2A, or you could subscribe. I don't know where I'm putting it, somewhere here in my face. It's just like gonna be here. I mean, I post stuff like once every couple months. Yeah. Okay, bye.